Yeah. I have started recording and let me allow you for recording. Yes. Then,
Yes, sir, it started.
yeah. So let me share screen. Are you able to see this screen?
Yes.
Have you written any program?
Oh, yes, sir. I wrote not all of them, not all the combinations, but some I wrote. I mean, it was the same thing. Yeah.
Can you send me one of the program?
Yes, sir. Mm, I'm sending on WhatsApp. Just a couple of combination I did more because it was so simple, not so difficult to understand. So I did not do all.
So these are the patterns.
Yes, sir.
So I think this is clear to you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
How it is working.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is clear. Yes, sir.
So this is the last file. So in the last class we discussed the slash D and slash capital D.
Yes.
Okay. Then we discussed the slash W and slash capital W.
Yes. Sir, I have one question here regarding the W.
Hmm.
What is this underscore for?
What is this underscore?
Yes.
No, actually underscore is also allowed as a valid character.
Ah, okay, 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 okay.
That's why
Okay.
it is included in W.
Hmm. One.
Like this, there is another shortcut slash S,
Slash S. Okay.
small s. It is any white space. White space means blank space or tab or new line. These three characters are known as white space.
White space.
Blank space means one space or one tab or one new line. Or we can put
Oh,
multiple blank space or multiple tabs or multiple.
right, right, right.
So
So
basically,
there is no shortcut for the single digit number because what we have this backslash D small d. I mean,
for
two.
single
So
digit, yeah, it can be written like this. Mm, like this. Caret means starting with
digit.
then slash d and then dollar. It
Okay,
will
so
match.
it's a single digit then.
It will match single digit. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Or we can also write something like this. Mm, slash d and then within curly bracket one.
Okay.
Only one occurrence. Like here.
All right, all right. Yes.
Either in this way or in this way. We can check it.
Okay.
So this slash s, this is equivalent to um, within square bracket means either one space or slash t or slash.
Okay.
Alternatively, we can also write like this: one space, then pipe symbol, then slash t, then pipe symbol, then slash.
All right.
Because this pipe symbol, it stands for or, either this character or this character or this. So this pattern or this pattern or this pattern, everything is same. Okay,
Yes.
and uh, another one is slash any, none character, any, can say none. Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
So
Hello.
different types of sounds are there.
Really?
Some noise are there.
Maybe because it's really hot, so I bought this fan actually. We don't use fans normally.
Okay,
So, but this time it's hot, so I bought one.
okay. No, now it is correct. Okay,
Yes, okay.
okay. So this non-white space, it is subconductor.
Okay, okay.
So implement it like this: caret within square bracket. So here the caret dot, and then
Okay. Yes, sir.
and then slash t or slash n or space.
Okay.
Actually,
Normal.
within the square bracket, there is no difference of sequence of characters.
Okay,
It is not
okay.
necessary to write the space first of all, then slash t, then slash n. It is not necessary.
But sir, this is the capital S is for the non-white space. So
Yeah,
why we gave the space again in this bracket?
yeah, because we have to neglect this tab character and we have to neglect this slash n character and we have to neglect or ignore this blank space.
Okay, okay.
It is just reverse to this.
Okay, fine.
This one. This is just reverse to this. Okay.
Yes,
So they are the commonly used patterns, and
yes.
we can also make a group of characters, something like this. For example, we can write within parentheses cat, and then the pipe symbol, and then suppose dog. So it will match either cat or dog.
Right, right, right.
And if you are if you press I here, then it will ignore the case.
Yes.
So it will match either cat or
Sure.
dog in any case, uppercase or lowercase. Okay. So these are the commonly used characters that we are using. Actually, this type of this regular expression is available everywhere. For example, you already see that it is available in the database. Okay.
Yes.
Likewise, it is also available in the operating system. For example, here, let me open your folder. Your folder, okay,
Yes.
and these are the HTML files, clock.html, display.html. Okay. Now, suppose we want to search for a particular file containing a particular word. Okay. Then this one, this is the GNU regular expression. Okay. This
Okay.
command is there. And again here we can use the same pattern. Suppose we want to find which particular file is containing the word form, okay, and then star. So now it is returning all the occurrences of form from different files. So do you see actually it is returning this clock.html, okay,
Right. Yes.
and it is returning javascript.txt. And it is also showing the occurrences in clock.html. This line is containing the form, this line is containing the form, and this line is containing the form. It is highlighted. Again, this JavaScript is containing so many occurrences in form, okay, and no other file is containing this word. So suppose we want to only list the file name, which then we have to write like this hyphen l. It clear to you.
What does this mean, the minus L?
Minus l means it will only list the file name. It will not show the actual occurrences of it.
Okay, okay.
Since we are only interested in knowing the file names which are containing this word.
Right, right,
This clock.html it is containing this word, and this javascript.txt it is containing this word.
right,
And then now we can again write different types of conditions here. For example, write this caret and form. So now this is a pattern. Means the file should contain a string or a statement which is starting from this word form. Okay,
right. Yes.
so it is having this clock. It is not having a line which is starting with form.
Sir, here the syntax is a little different.
Yeah, yeah. This is actually this is the command. This is the command of this operating system. Syntax is different, but the concept is same.
Okay, okay.
This writing pattern is same. Here, this
Right,
the meaning of this caret is again the same thing. Means the line should start with this word, this form word. Likewise, we can also search for the name of the files in which is containing a sentence in which is ending with form. Okay.
right.
So now suppose we are searching for it, and there is no such file. So this
Yes,
pattern matching is very important. Okay,
yes.
and we can search for which particular file or which particular string is containing this particular word or not. Okay, and a lot of options are there also. For example, here also we can write this word I for ignore case, just like
But
this.
why at the start, sir? Why not at the end? Normally we put at the end. No?
No, no,
I,
actually,
I we put at the end. So here we putting everything in the front.
no, actually here we are using this command, this grep command, and we are passing two different options. We are passing two options. First option is the hyphen L. Okay,
Yes.
and second option is hyphen I. Means this hyphen L means what? Just list the file name. And
No,
then
sir. I mean, if we change the position of it and we put it after form before this asterisk, will it work?
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, actually the syntax of this it is something like this. Let's see here. This is the manual. Okay, so we have to use something like this. First of all, the name of the command, and then the options, then pattern, and then the file name.
Okay, okay, okay.
So we are in our case, grep is the command, and hyphen I or hyphen L is the option. Okay, and then that within single quote the form is my pattern, and strip is the file. This sequence is
Right.
fixed. It is fixed. The sequence is fixed. How we have to use.
Okay, okay, okay.
Before pattern we have to use the option, and after pattern we have to write the file name.
Oh,
Okay. That's why in our case the file name is written script or file name.
right.
Okay. Now let us uh, move further. Now suppose we are interested in finding the actual words which match our pattern. Okay.
Sir, one question here. This cat and dog, this is pipe is for or no? No. Yes. Yeah, or.
Yeah.
So cat or dog. What is for the end, for
But
example? For example, cat and dog.
no, if the sentence is containing either cat or dog or both.
So it will work for both. It will match either cat or dog. Okay. Okay. Sir, okay, fine, fine.
Okay. If the sentence is not containing the cat or the dog or anyone, then it will not match.
Okay, no, sir. For example, there is a string. So cat and dogs are pets. No.
Yeah.
So we want to find only cats and dogs. So this at that time also this will work.
Yeah, yeah, this will work. This will work.
Okay.
So far, we have only used this test function.
Yes.
Mm. We have only used this test function. First of all, we are writing the pattern, then dot, and then the test function. And within the test function, we are passing the string. Okay.
Yes.
Now our interest is to we are interested in finding the actual occurrences of this pattern in this string. When we are writing this one, let me just when we are writing something like this. Okay. So here, what is happening here? The test at checking whether the pattern my pattern is available in the string my string or not. Okay. If found, then it is returning true, otherwise false. But if we are interested in finding actual occurrences of the pattern in a string, then we can proceed in two ways. Two different options are there.
Right.
First option is this. We have to write my pattern, means the pattern that we have defined, and then exec, and then my string. So here only the name of the function is changed. Here we are using this test function, and here
Right.
this match this uh, execute.
So this is after we have found the pattern.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
First of all, we have to use this function, whether this
Mm-hmm.
pattern is available or not. And if it is
Yes, yes.
if it is available, no, actually we can also only use this function just to check whether this pattern is found in this string or not, because this function is returning an array. Okay,
Right.
and if the length of the array returned by this function is 0, that means the pattern has not been found.
Mm-hmm.
If it is more than 0, that means it has been found. It can also
Right,
be
right.
like this. Okay, but normally what we are doing, first of all we are using this function, and if it is returning true, then we are calling this. But the another way can be also like this. So we can directly call this function exec, and then actually this function is returning an array. Just I'm writing here. If this function will search for the pattern, my pattern that we have defined in the string my string.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
and will return an array
Sir.
containing all occurrences of that pattern.
So it will return the complete array.
Yeah, yeah, it will return the complete array. Let me just give an example to you. Okay, let us suppose this is our file.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and let me just check it here. Let us just save this with different name. Save as, suppose its name is exec or regex. Suppose its name is regex2, the expression 2. Okay, and here regex regex ex ec method. Okay,
Right. Right.
let us just write some simple pattern. So this is pattern and this is my string, and this is variable my found. Okay,
Yes.
and I'm just simplifying the case. Mm, so this is the syntax. So my pattern is this word containing Shaan.
Yes.
String is what? My name is Shaan.
Yes.
So at this moment, if the found is true, or we should simply write if found.
If found. Yes.
Be more logical.
Yes.
No, there is some mistake here.
Really, but it was working, sir.
No, no. I think one line has been deleted extra. If found
My pattern.
is my
Oh,
pattern
my pattern. Yes. Yes.
dot
Yes.
test and then my string.
Yes.
It was there.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Now here, now we have to do some more again. Okay, so we will, and this part it will only contain this message. Okay, if
Sir, sometimes you write plus br, and sometimes you just don't write plus.
here,
It works. Here in document dot write pattern not found. Sometimes you write plus br and plus. Sometimes you don't write plus data. Plus.
actually the plus has to be used when we are using, when we are displaying the value of a variable. In that case,
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Fine.
suppose we want to display the value of a variable. So
Right,
first of
right.
all, we have to write the name of that variable,
True, true.
and then plus, and then the message. Actually, the
Oh,
same thing. It can also be written like this. Here again plus, and then the meaning will be same.
yeah, 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 okay, fine.
But here the thing is that before this plus, this is a string,
Yes.
and after this plus, this is again a string.
Mm,
So although this plus will work, but there is no need to write it. We can directly write this br here. But
yes.
suppose if one part is variable and another part is string, if one part is variable and another part is string, in that case, the name of the variable cannot be written within double quote.
Yes, true.
because in that case it will become a string. So
Mm,
first of all the variable and then the plus and then this br within the brackets.
right, right, right.
Then okay. So if it is found, then now we need to define an array. Okay.
Yes,
We can just define an array. Suppose its name is what its name should be given. Actually, it will contain the occurrences. Okay. So we can also give its name occurrences. Okay.
yes,
Equal to array like this. And after this, we will write occurrences equal to my pattern dot exec and then my system. Now just to see uh, the structure of this array returned by this function. Okay, we
yes.
can write something like this: document dot write, and then we can write JSON dot string. Do you know this?
No, sir, no, sir. Oh, this is new.
Okay, let I will just explain it. And here we will write the name of the array. Okay,
Yes,
now let me run this file. Regular expression 2. So its name is, but I think I have already explained you the word JSON.
JSON, yes, sir. So this one, but this signify something. This no.
Okay.
But JSON is also, sir, related to JavaScripting.
Yeah, yeah,
No?
yeah. It is just a method to represent the data, just like SQL,
Ah, okay, okay.
just like the SQL. Okay. Or it is just a
But
CS or Excel file or CSV file.
oh, okay, okay. But sir, you told me that after this JavaScripting, we will do this. JSON, we will learn.
No, in JavaScript, just this is your folder. Mhm. Do you see this?
Yes,
It is returning an array,
yes,
and this array is containing only one element, that is Shaan.
yes, yes.
So let me first of all explain this statement, how it is working. Okay. So this occurrences, this is the name of the array, and it is
Yes,
returned by this function exec. Okay. This JSON, this is the name of the class of JavaScript. Just like there is a class, this array is a class, date is a class, string is a class. Just like that, this JSON is also a class. Okay.
yes,
And this stringify, this is a method of this class. This stringify, this is the method of this class. So within this stringify, we are we can pass any string, or we can pass the name of an array. We can pass the name of an array, and it will convert the elements of that array in the form of a string, and then it will return. Means it is used to convert an array to a string. That's why its name is stringify.
sir. But one question. What is this array? Okay, the array is occurrence.
Yeah, array occurrences. Now let me just give some other example to you. Then it will become more clear. Okay. Suppose this example is here, and let us first of all write this plus br, because we are going to add some more code here. Okay, just for demonstration purpose. Suppose we are having an array where colors equal to, and then within a square bracket, this is the way to define an array. I think
Yes.
you already know.
Yes. Yes.
So suppose it is containing three elements: red, green, and blue. Okay.
Yes.
So at this moment, suppose we want to display the elements of this array on a screen. Okay. And if
Yes.
we are writing something like this, we document dot write and suppose colors. Okay.
Yes.
Then see what is happening here. Then it will become clear to you why we are using this function. Okay.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
just we have to see the output of this statement. So first output will be output of this document dot write, and second will be output of this document dot write. Okay.
Correct.
So it is displaying this red green
Yes.
means automatically it is converting, but there is no feeling that this is an array. It just looks like this is a string which is containing red comma green comma blue, but actually the array is this colors is an array. Actually this
Yes.
colors is an array. Okay. And suppose now we are writing like this.
Sir, I always have one doubt. Why? What is the difference between an array and a string? Because they both look same. I mean,
No. Both are different things. A string means group of any characters includes
yes.
between single or double quotes. Okay. String means let me just explain it to you. Now let us see it something. This is the output of second document dot write, and this is the
Yes.
third document dot write.
Yes.
Actually, here this is a string. Okay, it looks like a string. Means this is a single entity which is containing red, comma green, comma blue. But here this is an entity which is containing three different items. First item is red, second item is green, and third item is blue.
Okay. 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 So that makes it array.
Yeah. So it looks like an array, and actually it is an array.
Okay. Fine.
Actually,
Fine.
it is an array. Let me just give an example to you. Just in this file. Suppose, just a minute. If I am writing where roll list one, okay, equal to. Suppose we are having roll number of some students. So one comma two comma three. So this is the list of roll numbers.
Yes.
Okay. And now let us define something like this. Roll list two. And here use this type of notation. One comma two comma three. So this one, this is a string, and this one, this is an array. Now you can understand the difference between these two.
But it's just an array because it's in the bracket.
Yes, first of all, it is in bracket. The first thing is this. And the second thing is this. It is containing three different items. First item is one. First element is one. Second element is two. And third element is three. Okay. And we can process each and every element separately. The main thing is this. And here we cannot process each and every element separately. For example, let me just. So this is a single entity, and it is having three different entities. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
This is single entity,
Sir,
and
here, sir. Okay. So in the second example, we can then use the positions to work
Yes,
with the.
you can
Yeah.
use position and we can manipulate each and every element separately.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
For example, let me write it here. If I am writing row list 1 equal to row list 1 plus 5. Okay, so what
Yes.
we are doing? We are adding 5 to the system. So we are not adding 5 either to this one separately to
Right. Correct. 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 Correct.
this 2 or
Yes.
separately.
Yes.
We are adding 5 to this whole list
Yes. Yes. Yes.
because this is a single entity.
Correct.
But in second case, we can write something like this. Row list 2 and then its 0 position. Means we are referring to the first element
Yes, sir.
equal to row list 2 and then its 0 position. Okay, and then plus and 5. So here what we are doing? We are adding this 5 to this 1
One. Yes.
because this 1 is separate from this 2 and this 2 is separate from this.
Yes.
Position of this 1 is 0. This position is 1 and it's
Yes. Yes. Correct. So, sir, it will be added to one like one plus five, or it will be just one five.
no, it will be now it will become 6.
It will become six.
6.
But in the case of string, it will be not like that. It will be just one, two, three, and five.
Yeah, no, so now let us just display them. What are we can just copy it here. This is first documented right
Yes.
and this is second. Now suppose here we are passing row list 1 and here we are passing row list 2. Now let us see the output. Okay,
Yes.
this is the output. It is this 1 comma 2 comma 3 plus 5.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
This 5 has been added just after this 3
Yes. Correct.
and here it becomes this 6 comma 2 comma
Yes.
5 has been added to this 1. So it will, the first element becomes 6 and the remaining
Yes.
as it is. Okay,
Correct. Correct.
so this is very important function. This is stringify. Okay, let me write it here in this file because we will use this function several times. JSON dot stringify. Okay, here we can write some JSON. We should not set to code some JSON data. Okay, so it will convert the JSON data to a string and then that string will be returned from this function. Okay, so
Sir, but we are using the stringify because we are using that method execute.
no, no, actually the purpose of this function, the purpose of this stringify function is it is used to convert the JSON data to string format.
But sir, where is this on data?
That we have to pass. That we have to pass here.
So sir, in our case, we have JSON data.
Yeah. This array is the JSON data.
Okay.
An array is the JSON data. Actually, there are two different types of JSON data. Okay, examples of JSON data. Okay,
Yes.
first one is array. Means if we are using this type of notation within a square bracket, and then suppose we are writing 1, 2, 3, comma, hello, comma, word. So this is an example of JSON data. Basically, this is an array,
Okay.
and its first element is this 1, 2, 3, this string. Second element is this string, and third element is this string.
Yes.
Okay. So this is at zero position, this is at one position, this is at two position. So this is an example of JSON. This is the first example.
Okay. So, sir, that means all the arrays in JavaScripting are JSON data.
JSON data, yes, yes. It's full form is JavaScript object notation.
Okay.
JavaScript object notation. And the second one is the object, which is more comprehensive. This is object. Second one is the object. Suppose if I am writing uh, something like this, let me write it here. So this array, it is starting from, it is enclosed between bar bracket. Object, it is enclosed between curly bracket. Okay. And suppose here I am writing the roll number colon 1, 2, 3, comma, name colon Shaan. Okay,
Yes.
comma, subject colon JavaScript. Okay,
Yes.
so you can write the whole thing in single line also. It is not necessary to writing multiple lines. I'm just
Yes.
writing multiple lines just for simplicity.
Okay.
Actually, this opening and closing curly bracket, this is an object. This is an,
Yes.
we can say this is an entity, or it is
Okay.
about a single student. Okay, so we are here specifying that the roll number of that student is 123.
Yes.
The name of that student is Sad, and the
Yes.
subject of that student is okay. So this is the
Yes.
actually here we are using two different separating characters. Here we are using only comma, but here you are using this and comma, colon and comma, again colon, and this is the last, so comma is not required here. So this colon, this is used for separating the attribute of the object and its value. Means we are specifying that this student, it is having a feature or it is having an attribute which is roll number, and the value of the roll number is 120. Then we are specifying that the another attribute of this student is name, whose value is Sam. Okay, and then we are specifying that another attribute of this student is subject, which is Java. And if
And
we,
this complete and this completes an object.
yeah, and the whole thing is an object.
And sir, where do we how do we define an object here?
No, we have not. We can define it just like that. Just a minute. Suppose if you are writing like this, where, okay, and student one equal to, and then this one,
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Fine.
and then
Hmm.
we can also define in same line. It is not necessary to use multiple lines. Multiple line is
Oh,
used for clarity purpose.
okay, okay. So sir, these two are the only two I mean JSON data like array or object.
Okay, only these two notations are there, and these two can be mixed also. This
Okay,
can
okay.
be mixed also. Actually, here this array is the separate, and this object is also separate,
Yes.
but it is not necessary that it cannot be mixed. Let me just give an example to you. Okay. So this student one. This is a variable. So
Yes.
basically, this variable is nothing but it is an object,
Yes.
and its value is this. So its value is enclosed within curly brackets. So it is a special type of data that is known as the JSON data. Now
Yes.
suppose we want to display this whole data on a screen. So how to do that?
Yes.
So in that case, we can pass it to this string file. Suppose let us just copy it from here and then paste it here. And now just copy it here and paste it here. And here this roll list 2, just replace it with student 1. Now let us see how this student 1 is being displayed. This one. It is displaying just like its declaration.
Yes.
Within the curly bracket, first attribute is roll number, its value is
Yes.
1. Second attribute is name, then name is Shaan. Third attribute is subject, and the name is JavaScript. Actually, name attribute can also be included within double quotes or single quotes, but it is optional. We can include or we cannot include. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So here we have not included, but if we wish, then we can also include it.
Okay.
Mm, just a minute. Phone is coming.
Yes.
Hello. अच्छा. हाँ अप्लाई करना होगा उसके लिए. अप्लाई कीजिएगा तब मिलेगा. हाँ हाँ हाँ. रजिस्ट्रेशन स्लिप लेते आइएगा ओरिजिनल वाला. रजिस्ट्रेशन कहाँ था रजिस्ट्रेशन आपका. बस रजिस्ट्रेशन स्लिप लेके आइएगा ओरिजिनल बस. नहीं नहीं समय लगेगा. हेलो.
Yes, sir.
So do you understand?
Yes, sir. So there is one thing we
Yeah.
can simply write this student one just like by saying document dot write student one. So still it will work.
Means you want to just write it like this. Just a bit.
Yeah. No, I mean document dot write and student one,
Yeah.
not like JSON dot stringify. Still it will work. Oh,
Just a minute. Means you want to display just like it. Here.
yes,
Now
yes.
it is displaying object.
Okay. Hmm.
It is only displaying that it is an object and nothing else.
Okay. All right.
But in case of stringify, it is displaying its attribute name and value, everything.
Yes, 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 yes. Correct.
Okay. So the first example was this one. This is this array,
Yes, sir.
and the second
So
example was
one question in here in Segmentify. Is it possible that we say variable student one object plus array?
yeah. Just I'm going to give an example. We can also mix.
Oh, okay, okay.
The third example can be array of object. Okay. Suppose if I'm writing where students equal to, we are going to define more than one students.
Okay.
That's why the name of this variable is students. Okay. So we need to define it as an array. Now this array, it is containing multiple students. The first student, second student, and third student. Suppose we are defining three students. Okay.
Yes.
Now the first student roll. Suppose it is one. First student name. Suppose it is Shaan. Suppose we are defining only name and role and name.
Yes.
For second student, role is true, and its name is suppose Raja. Okay.
Yes.
Third student, suppose the role is three, and suppose its name is Pankaj. So this is an example of array of objects. Basically, it is an array because it is starting from this opening and closing
Yes.
bracket. And this array is containing three different elements. First element is this, second element is this, and third element is this.
Sir, everything in the curly bracket we can call it as an object.
Yes, this is the main thing.
Okay.
Everything within curly bracket is object, and everything within square bracket is array.
Fine, fine.
This is the main thing.
Okay,
And
okay.
everything within single or double quotes is a string.
It's a string. Okay,
Yes,
fine.
string. And if you are not putting anything this within it, then this that will be the name of a variable.
Sir, for what's about this name? What is this?
What about this?
I mean, Shan, it's an array here. Array of this, what we call this name, na? I mean, what we call this? What is this name?
This one,
It's an attribute, huh?
attribute. It's attribute.
Okay,
You should
yes.
also put it in single quote or double quote.
Okay, okay, okay.
And although it is optional, but you should use it here.
Okay, fine.
Attribute, you can say attribute or feature.
Attribute of feature. Okay.
So this is the array of object. And
Yes,
third,
yes.
next possibility is this objects having array. There can be an object which is having some array. Okay, let me just give an example to you. Suppose we are having an object whose name is user. Okay,
Yes.
so user, if you have, so it should be enclosed within curly bracket. First thing is this. So suppose the username, first attribute is username. Okay, suppose it is name. Next attribute is suppose suppose it is pass. This is just a dummy example.
Okay.
And suppose it's email. So demo@gmail.com. And suppose we want to store hobbies of this user. So there can be more than one hobbies. Okay, so those hobbies can be stored as an array. Suppose the first hobby of this user is music, and the second hobby is cricket. Okay, and then we can specify its gender. Suppose it is male. So do you understand how it is working?
Yes.
So in this case, we have defined an object. This is our object.
Yes.
And the first attribute of this object is username, whose value is demo. Second attribute of this object is password, whose value is pass. Okay. So value of this attribute is a string. Value of this attribute is a string. Likewise, value of this attribute is also a string. But the value of this attribute, obvious, it is an array.
Right, right. Yes, yes, yes.
So this object is containing an array.
Sir, is it important to have this double quotes in an array, or we can do work without that also?
No, no. In case of array, it is important. You have to
Okay,
write. It is
okay,
only optional while writing the attribute name of an object.
okay, okay.
Otherwise, it is compulsory.
Right, right.
So in this case, this object is containing an array.
Right, right, right.
So array can contain object, and object can also contain array. So these are the examples of JSON data. Means starting
So
from
how array can contain an object?
this one,
Right, right, right.
just we have discussed it.
Yes, 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 yes.
So actually you have to just keep in the mind, if any data is starting with and ending with either this curly bracket or this square bracket, then it is
Right.
then it is then it is JSON data.
JSON data. Okay.
Actually, the string is also JSON data, plain string, just like this. This is a string. This is also JSON data. This is the very simplified. But we have to keep in the mind, if a particular data is enclosed within the square bracket, or if it is enclosed within curly bracket, then it is JSON data. So how to display the content of this JSON data? Okay. So first of all, we need to convert it to string, and then we can pass it to document or write.
Yes.
And for that purpose, this function is used, stringify. For that purpose, it is like it is used. For example, we want to display this one. So how to display this? We have to just pass this object to this function, this stringify.
String.
And
Okay.
do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is the main thing. So for handling all this JSON data, this class is defined, JSON class, and this class is having this
Yes.
it is clear from its name. It is changing
Yes, sir.
the data to the string format. That's why
Yes, yes.
stringify. So this is very handy. Whenever we want to display the content of a variable or the content of anything, what this variable is actually containing, then no matter what is the type of that variable, what is the nature of that variable, you can simply pass the name of that variable in this stringify, and then you can pass it to document.write. It will,
Right, right.
yeah, it will display the content of that variable in very nice format, and then we can guess the this is the value of this variable at this moment.
Right. Yes, sir.
That's why here I have used it here. Here this in this case this exe function. This function is returning an array. Okay, so this is our array. But what this array is containing? What is the structure of this array? Whether it is one dimension array, or whether it is two dimension array, or whether it is three dimension array, or whether this array is containing object or not. So first of all, we can just see it by passing the name of that array to this stringify function, and then using this document of type.
So what does one dimensional, two dimensional mean?
Actually, I have not discussed it till yet.
Oh,
We will
okay, okay.
still
Okay.
dimension is also there in case of array. Mostly we are using one dimension array, but you can also
Okay.
use two and three dimension array.
Okay.
Mostly one and two dimension array is used. Three dimension or four dimension array is rare. One dimension means
Okay.
only one pair of square bracket. Okay. One dimension means only one pair, and two dimension means
Actually, your voice is breaking.
hello.
Yes, sir.
Actually, one dimension means only one pair of square brackets.
Not so good, sir. Your voice is breaking.
Voice is breaking.
Looks like your network is weak.
Maybe, maybe.
No, I
Yes,
cannot hear.
yes. So can you conclude it today?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Because
sir.
we are going late. I'm just sending this file to you.
Okay. Yes, sir. Sir, so the next class is Thursday?
Thursday, yes, yes, Thursday. Thursday.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
So, sir, is there any task?
No, you will just make it practice using the CXE function.
Uh, I don't hear you, sir. See, you're sounding robotic, actually.
Okay, no problem. I will just now.
Yes, now it's good.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, there are problems in this network connection.
Okay, okay.
You can just make practice of this exec function.
Okay, I will do this.
How a particular pattern is found in a string.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I'm sending all these files to you, today's file.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes this becomes very slow. The
Yes.
synchronization.
Yes.
And due to
So
this,
why do you have this things going on this in terminal? These all these numbers going on.
this one, actually I am pinging to the DNS server just for checking whether the speed is correct or not.
Whether what is correct, sir?
The speed is correct or not,
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
just for checking the speed of network, internet connection.
Oh, right, right, right. But next time I will ask you one question regarding this.
Regarding which one?
Regarding this pinging, ping this.
Pinging. Okay.
Yeah.
This is basically a command.
Yes.
So these two
Yes,
files are there.
what I understand is the ping is used to, I mean, send a request to the server and it replies back. So just to
Yes, yes.
check the speed of it. But
Yeah.
how to calculate the speed like that? That I want to know.
Okay. So I will explain on Thursday.
Yes, yes, yes. Thursday or maybe Sunday because Sunday we have much more time.
Yeah, yeah. So
But sir, one good thing is that like in especially when I'm working now,
yeah,
and there is a technical things now it's becoming very easy for me to understand it. Like the way that I solve this MySQL thing and some other tasks. So it is becoming very helpful for now.
yeah,
I
yeah.
do understand what is this and what it would do and all this kind of things which
Gradually
we are doing.
you will become familiar with all these things.
Yes, yes, yes,
Gradually you will become familiar with all these things. These are not very much complex.
yes, yes, yes,
You need
yes.
to understand what is the meaning and how
What
it
is the meaning?
meaning and
Yes,
how it is working. Have you received
yes,
the
yes.
file?
Yes, sir. I got it.
Okay. So I'm closing the session.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Till Thursday.